The shape key of squatting. One of the most important transitions from standing to the ground, from the ground to standing. And we can imagine ourselves from standing dropping right down to the ground here in an asymmetrical squat with the right foot forward. And we're on the ball of the back foot, the back heel up. And of course, we can come down into symmetrical squats. Now, often the heels are not on the ground, and it takes time to delaminate the stuck layers in the lower leg and the low spine. We can also find the squat from crouching. So if we're already close to the ground in a crouch or a lunge, it's a simple matter of closing the stance and dropping into that same asymmetrical squat. But also, symmetrical variations are always very close, and we want to explore them all. And as we do in all of the shapes, they are portals into movement. So how do we enter the shape and then begin to move within the shape? So here from sitting, we can climb out intuitively into an asymmetrical squat. So in a way, the squat is a transition from sitting to getting up to being mobile. And also from the squat to a seat works as well. So moving within the shape with the hands on the ground, the fingertips on the ground for balance, but also to allow ourselves to express the rhythmical pulsation forward and back, side to side, elliptically. Very strong, very slow. If the knees need more time, therapeutically, we can push the hands into the ground and take some of the load off the knees. It's very important to point the thigh and the foot underneath that thigh in the same direction. So here in my back leg and my right leg, where the load is primarily, I'm really intelligently pointing the hip and the knee and the foot together. And this is very therapeutic. And when possible, you'll want to grab onto the ground with the toes more enthusiastically, and this will help support the knee. So just a few therapeutic points. Here's a long squat. We're just basically taking one leg out in front and keeping a little bit of a bend in the front leg, pulling the front heel down into the ground to activate the back of the right leg. Where we're still perched on the ball of the left foot in the back, full flexion of the left knee, the left ankle, and dorsiflexion, extension of the toes. Extraordinary. In a symmetrical geometry, we can have the legs pointing forward, the feet parallel. And then there's so many variations as we turn the hips out and open the stance up a little bit. And again, we just want the thighs and the feet to point in the same direction in each leg. And then we move, we pulse. So maybe side to side. You know, if the heels can't make it to the ground, we work on it over time. We still move. And there are training techniques, methods to help accelerate the clearing of the stickiness in the low back, the hips and the knees, and the lower compartment of the leg especially. But we do want to strive to get the heels down in that standing squat. So here's a side squat, very similar to a long squat, and we more or less balance on the ball of the loaded leg. Here's the left foot. The right leg is out to the side. And again, a little bit of a coil or a bend in the long leg will give you more potentiality. You're not sitting at the extreme of a joint without intelligent tone. So we're just, where can we go in these geometries? We're so close to the ground now, so close to sitting.